I'm picking up where we left off last time. After we finished our last video, as we finished our last video, we were just finishing creating the deck of cards with the for loop. I'm going to continue on now, and we're going to just simply put in the code that needs to be there to move through the deck of cards so we can see the deck of cards as we go through them. Obviously, without shuffling the deck of cards, they're just going to say 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way up to 20, but at least we'll get that part going. So to move through the deck of cards, we need a global variable that's going to be what we call our index or our counter for going through our deck of cards. So I'm going to come up here to where we put global variables. I'm going to put an integer. I'm going to call it current card. And we start that at 0. And then in here, in our main window, we call this the main window constructor. Inside the main window constructor, the last line that I want to put in here is I want to display the current card. That means I'm going to put in a call to a method that's going to display the current card. I don't have that yet, but for higher or lower, in higher, this is when the higher button is clicked. We're going to do a whole bunch of other things. We're going to check if the next card is higher. And we're going to do a bunch of other things, but one of the things we're going to do is we're going to move to the next card and display the current card. So I'm just putting in comments right now. We're going to fill those in with some code here in just a second. Well, in lower, it's going to be largely the same, but we're going to say check if the next card is lower. So how do we display the current card? Well, I'm going to create a method called display current card. And I'm putting empty parentheses here, meaning we're not going to pass it any parameters. It's just going to rely on the global variables, these two global variables, the deck and the current card. So if you remember last time, I called it TB card is where I'm going to be displaying the current card. And what I want to do is I want to display the current card. Well, the current card is deck sub current card, right? Deck sub current card means get me the value out of the current card slot. Well, the current card slot starts at 0, and then we're going to move it to 1, then 2. So whatever value is in the 0 slot, we're going to want to display that. Now, if I put that just directly here, we're going to have a problem because it's going to say, hey, you've got an integer and text needs it to be a string. Okay, well, we're going to do a convert dot to string on this guy. So now all this method does right now is it displays the current card. So in all the places where I put that comment to say display the current card, I'm going to put the call to the method to display the current card. So I put the name of the method followed by the parens and then a semicolon. I'm going to do that here. And the semicolon. Now, how do I move to the next card in higher and lower? How do I move to the next card? Well, the card that I'm looking at is indicated by current card. And so I just simply add 1 to current card to move to the next card. So I can say current card plus plus. I can just as easily say current card plus equals 1 or a whole bunch of the things. They all mean the exact same thing. That means current card equals current card plus 1. I'm going to do these two the same just so the code is uniform. So this is it. This is all the code that's necessary for just simply moving through the deck of cards. Notice how it displays card 1. This is the first of the card. Notice I'm not doing anything with these others right now, but as I click higher or lower, it's just moving to the next card in the deck. Now eventually when I get to the end of my deck of cards, I go off the end and I crash, and it says index out of range exception. Index out of range means current card. Notice how it says that current card is 20. Well, our index range for a 20 slot array is 0 through 19, and we're trying to go to slot 20, and that doesn't exist. So I'm just going to click the stop button up here to close my app and stop my app. For this video, I'm going to stop here. All of this code that we just added was to be able to display the current card as we move through the deck. Now the next video is we're going to talk a little bit about how to check to see if something's higher or lower. That's all for now.